Being an A-lister in Hollywood is a whole different game, and a two-time sexiest man alive is proof of that. You all know Brad Pitt is one of the actors that had some of the best movies you've ever seen. From Fight Club to Mr. and Mrs. Smith to Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt has become one of the most famous Hollywood stars in the whole world, and that definitely comes with big perks like a whopping $300 million net worth. When you have that much money, you have to have jaw-dropping properties too, and Brad Pitt owns them, along with the receipts for some seriously expensive events and vehicles. When you include the fact that he's been married twice to A-list actresses, those being Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie, the man is rich. Well, from his wine chateau to his vehicles, here are some of the most expensive things Brad Pitt owns. Motorcycles almost became Brad Pitt's trademark at some point because he just looked too good riding one. Going back to the 90s doesn't really require a time machine anymore. Just get a chair and watch Pitt ride a motorcycle. We're lucky he loves motorcycles as much as we love to see him on them. He owns a Yamaha R1 which cost a whopping $19,000. For a motorcycle? Better be able to drive to Texas. And it does apparently, so no biggie, because at the top speed of 168 miles per hour, you'll be saying yeehaw in no time. And that's not the only one he owns, but it is most likely the least fascinating because this next one is as expensive as it is rare. The Ecos Titanium Series XX only has 13 units on the road, so even if we had the $300,000 Brad Pitt paid, we probably wouldn't get one. Ducatis are also another of Brad Pitt's favorite brands because, well, why not? He owns two of them, the Ducati Desmoldici RR in all of its rare glory and the Ducati Monster 696. The Desmoldici RR cost a total of $42,000, has a top speed of 188 miles per hour, and it looks elegant to show off because, well, that's what Pitt does. The Monster 696 costs $9,000 and it can easily reach a top speed of 140 miles per hour. You thought Pitt looked good on these bikes? Just wait till you've seen him on his custom Indian Larry bike designed by, well, yes, the legendary Indian Larry. These bikes start from $200,000 up because if you're putting a price on legends, you better get that whole bag ready. Hey, he doesn't just own bikes. I mean, what celebrity doesn't own tasteful cars? And one of Pitt's favorite cars is his Chevrolet Tahoe SUV. Now, this car costs $49,000, which is probably not a huge price for Pitt, but it is worth its value. It boasts of a 4.8-liter V8 engine that can go up to 140 miles per hour. It has amazing interior designs and it's very impressive to look at on the outside. It's very resourceful and it has good utility. The Chevrolet Tahoe has its own star in the Walk of Fame because it's been featured in many high-grossing movies and TV shows like Deadpool and Avengers, among others. Hey, no matter how famous it is, we can all agree that the Aston Martin cars are some of the sweetest rides alive, right? Well, Pitt owns an Aston Martin Vanquish Carbon Edition, which was a gift from Angelina Jolie in 2015. The car has a 6-liter V12 engine that can hit 201 miles per hour. There are many ways to feel like James Bond, so just start with a $695,000 car, would ya? Don't get the fitted guns, though. I don't think the government allows those. Tesla's Model S has claimed its status as one of the coolest cars right now, and for good reason. This car trumps a lot of electric vehicles alive. It's no surprise that a cool car deserves a cool driver, so enter Brad. It can reach up to 155 miles per hour and has a 0 to 60 range in less than 4 seconds. Add the sleek exterior and futuristic interior design to it and you have yourself an $80,000 car. Hey, Brad has more cars in his collection, which include the $87,000 BMW Hydrogen, a $26,000 Jeep Cherokee, as well as a $54,000 Audi Q7. We would go into detail, but you get it. The man has a host of options. For us, well, we go to showrooms or buy these mini cars just in games. 1 or 2's enough. Weddings are no strange event to Pitt as he has been married twice. During his wedding with Angelina Jolie, it was one of the simplest weddings you'd see at the time for a celebrity. The guests included their children and a few closest friends. Sounds inexpensive, and it is because it's nowhere compared to his wedding to Jennifer Aniston in 2000. The wedding was $1 million one with a Zen garden theme. The flowers included included 50,000 roses, wisteria, lotus, and tulips, which cost a jaw-dropping $75,000. As for music and partying, a 6-piece band, a 40-person gospel choir, and a setup for a $20,000 fireworks display at the end of the night. Now, high-profile stars were present, obviously, and that demanded serious security, which the couple paid $100,000 for. Good lord! A private island for a celebrity? A class act. And Brad Pitt isn't missing out. It is rumored that Pitt and his ex-wife Angelina Jolie bought a $4.7 million Greek island as an escape location from the paparazzi. With a family like that, it's no surprise paparazzi are waiting around every corner. That money's enough to pay for privacy, right? We'd give you more details, but it's a Greek island. The beautiful weather, summery scenery, a sweet beach to yourself, classy chateaus, and hey, delicious food. That's more than enough. Brad invests in his hobbies too, and one of them is his interest in World War II. Mr. Pitt owns a World War II Royal Air Force submarine Spitfire, which costs around $4 million. He also owns a freaking tank used by the Soviet Union during the Cold War. We don't know how much he spent, but we know they cost as much as $50,000, and that's a lot for something you can't even use on the road today. Owning a chateau in France is another thing Brad Pitt has aced. Now, if you were expecting something crazy, you're in the right place. The Chateau Miraval was bought for a whopping $67 million in 2011 by Brad and his ex-wife Angelina Jolie, and this property is everything. The main house is just what you'd expect A-list Hollywood stars to live in. The main house is regal, stunning, and an intimidating piece of architecture. It has a total of 40 rooms, an inviting indoor and outdoor spa, same kinds of pools, a home theater, as well as a game room. Now imagine having a whole game room for your children to play with. A public arcade? Hey, that's not all though. There's also a recording studio that has been used by Pink Floyd. For a 1,200-acre property, there is so much that has been done with the place, and you can tell. The house is surrounded by olive groves, a serene lake, pine trees, and even a moat. Perhaps the reason why this house is so famous is because of its winery. The winery is where the Pitts get ingredients for their wine brand Miraval, and these wines are expensive. In 2021, the second brand of champagne the winery produced ended up selling for at least $369 per bottle. Now, if you own a property like that and even monetize it, why should you work a day in your life again? Hey, speaking of houses celebrities get, it's no doubt that you'll find the most fascinating designs ever invented. There's something about weird architecture and even weirder furniture that costs insane amounts of money that just attracts celebrities. Well, Brad Pitt is one of them, except he's managed to make the weird look elegant. The actor's home in Beverly Hills is an 11,173 square meter property with a French Normandy revival style building, and this was his home with his ex-wife Jennifer Aniston. The couple had spent millions of dollars to renovate the house and fitted it with heated marble floors, a screening room, a bar with 200-year-old wood, as well as a tennis court. The interior of the house also features a huge and elegant dining area, 5 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, and a huge pool. Now, that sounds like an amazing place to live, and it would have been if Brad Pitt hadn't sold it during his divorce from Jennifer. The home was initially listed for $56 million, but was eventually dropped to $44.5 million. Now, it would interest you to know that the home was a gift to Aniston for her birthday when it was bought. Imagine being her friend and getting her a necklace or a sweater. Good luck beating a $79 million home. Big ups to whoever bought it though. If they're ever taking tourists, we'd be the first to sign up. You expect celebrities who live in America to own homes in Miami, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, among other popular places in the USA. It is not so common to own homes in New Orleans as a Hollywood star, but Pitt does. He owns a magnificent 3-story building in the French Quarter in New Orleans. Brad bought the 1830s home in 2007 for $3.5 million. The house has a classic brick exterior, a front balcony that hangs over the city, and inside you'll find marble tables, classic Renaissance walls, 5 bedrooms, and 4 bathrooms. For a 7,350 square feet property, it is stunning. Imagine relaxing on that beautiful balcony at night, soaking in the southern atmosphere. Peaceful. And add our videos to the enjoyment of the night. Heaven on earth. Hey, wait, why aren't you subscribed yet? Brad Pitt owns a creepy mansion. No, we didn't make a mistake. He owns a creepy mansion. His second home in Los Angeles is the Briarcliff Mansion, which was purchased from horror hostess Elvira, played by Cassandra Peterson. How much was it? $1.7 million. Now, we get why, honestly, because the home is rumored to be be haunted. On the 5,338 square feet property, there is one big house and a number of smaller buildings added on over the years. It has 6 bedrooms, 7 baths, a skate park, a tennis court, a giant slide, as well as, yeah, a bouncy castle. Not your typical horror house setting, do you think? But who says there are no ghosts there? If that's not creepy enough, maybe hearing this is. A stalker once broke into Pitt's house, wore his clothes, and slept in his bed before leaving a homemade doll. Now that'll do the trick. Being able to say you have a net worth of $300 million shows in the properties Brad Pitt owns. He'll be buying more stuff in the future, but that's it for now. If a millionaire spins like this, how about billionaire Richard Branson? Hey, watch the next video to find out, and subscribe while you're at it. Thanks for watching.